Sciences Faculty Representative. Faculty reps work behind the scenes, sitting on university-level committees such as faculty boards and senate. They champion student feedback and create large-scale positive changes. In the past, Sciences faculty reps have campaigned for a fair policy regarding the provision of calculators in exams and created a survey project to research the role of small group teaching within science subjects.
Good evening. I'm Claudia Milani and I'm here with Sesha Nicholson-Lailey. Hi, good evening.
Hi.
So let's go straight into it. Based on your manifesto, how do you think feedback systems within the faculty could be improved?
So I would say currently at a faculty level, there's very little communication at all down to students. So what they do here is then filtered through the department reps and the course reps quite often. So it's can be quite subjective in terms of what gets passed on. So I'd be looking at kind of creating central platforms, possibly through the VLE or using social media, at least as a stopgap method to just get information clearly and quickly passed on. Because at the moment, there's just a huge delay in what students hear about. And quite often they don't hear about faculty level policy because the staff can decide that it's should stay in staff meetings.
Great, thank you. And actually, whilst we're on the topic, obviously the pandemic's been extremely hard on, well, all degrees, but especially practical-based science degrees, because students are missing out on that key practical learning that they need for their degrees. So do you think anything could be done to supplement for this missed time or not?
So absolutely, this is a really important issue, especially in people who are wanting to go into practical science, if they're looking at research careers or if they're looking at working in industry. And whilst the departments are already looking at kind of practical sessions, replacement sessions for the end of this term in the summer, this needs to be seriously addressed, and we need to be looking at whether or not the current provisions are going to be sufficient, because I'm going to be honest, it's affected everybody's learning experience, and I, as a science student, feel underprepared to enter a lab environment. And it's going to be something that is a discussion with the departments and seeing what can be provided. So I think there should be, and hopefully there will be, practical replacement sessions, kind of intensive, week-long or bookable optional sessions that people can get involved in if they want to catch up on their lab work.
That's amazing, thank you. And obviously you've been department rep, so you've got loads of experience. How do you think this previous position, and actually current, right, is going to help you as a science rep?
Yeah, I mean, as a department rep who this year hasn't had a faculty rep, I've actually been involved in quite a lot of the kind of work across faculty, talking to other department reps, attending some of the central meetings. And so I've kind of got a taste of what it's like already. So I know the networks, I know the kind of the way the university works, and I've kind of learned some of the ways to work around it a little bit. And just in terms of the scale of communicating with students and engaging and getting feedback on things that I need feedback on in a timely manner, I have that experience. So I think the department rep position is quite good training for the faculty rep position. It's essentially the same thing on a slightly smaller scale. And with the pandemic and with our missing faculty rep, it's something I've had to step up already anyway. So I think it's prepared me really well.
Yeah, you definitely sound on it. What you've been speaking a lot about communication with students and that being at the key of what you do. Do you think there's going to be an improve in how this is done? So maybe through social media, or do you plan on keeping it through email and sort of word of mouth?
So I think it's really important to have a central resource that reaches all students. So something like the VLE or something like email, because social media is obviously something people choose to engage with, and some people might not have access to it. So whilst I would like to supplement a central communication network with social media because it's a really fun and easy way to engage, people can choose to opt in and opt out. But for things that are central and important and really must be communicated, I think it's important to have a central resource as a communication hub, possibly facilitated through the university's existing platforms.
That was fantastic. Thank you very much for coming on and speaking to us tonight.
No, thanks very much.
That was amazing. I wish you all the best. And we are now briefly going to go on to the next interview. Thank you very much.
Black, Asian, minority